Tommy the Cat.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Master Blaster. Jammin'.
1, 2, 3, 4. Meet Darth ear. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Scales, and we have G whole tone scale. Set up my metronome. Next is the A flat diminished scale. Both fingerings, obviously. Next, we have the D flat altered scale. D flat altered, yes, sorry, D flat. And now the natural minor, G natural minor. And next, we are on the arpeggios now. That's group C. So we've got D dominant 7 sharp 5th. Just set that up correct. Reset. dominant 7 flat 5th. And next is the last one was G dominant 7 flat 5th. This one is D dominant 7th sharp 9th. And next, the final arpeggio is G dominant 7th flat 9th arpeggio. And finally, group D chords. So first we have G dominant 7th, and that's. Then we have F sharp minor 7th, and that's. And then A flat major 7th.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi everyone, so what you just watched was my Grade 8 Rock School video graded certificate entry. So I have never done a bass grade before at all. This is my first one, and I managed to achieve a distinction, which I'm really happy with. It was a couple of months of work spread over a long time. I started it years ago and then took a massive break and didn't work on it, and then picked it up again recently. And like I say, I'm really happy with how I've done. And I just thought I'd show you and take you through the little report they give you afterwards, because it'll give you some insight, gave me some insight into how everything works, what you get graded on, although you can find that in the syllabus, but also how the marks stack up, and the different brackets for distinction, merits and passes. Yeah, it's very useful, so I thought I'd take you through. If anyone else is doing grade 8 or any other grade for that matter for Rock School, hopefully this is helpful, and hopefully this whole video has been helpful. So I made an interesting decision, going with Tommy the Cat first. I wanted to get the most difficult one out of the way, and from what I've read up online, people seem to think that Tommy the Cat is one of the most difficult ones you can do. So why I stuck with it, I don't know. I knew the majority of that song before I started anyway with the Rock School Grade 8, but I figured I'd keep going with it and learn the way they wrote it. And I am happy with how I did. A couple of things you'll have noticed though, with it, some of the chords and stuff and some of the slapping wasn't the cleanest, and also there's a bit in the little bass break they have later on in the song where I lost some of the timing. I tried to do as good as I could on that, and I did get 17 out of 20 on that, which I'm still really happy with. So for command of the instrument, I got a merit. For sync or pulse, I got a merit. For accuracy and understanding, I got a merit. And for style and expression, I got distinction. So I think what that all boils down to is the fact that I'm comfortable with playing stuff like slap, and somewhat strumming as well. But putting that all together, I think particularly for stuff like command of instrument, I think because of the difficulty of it, and because I didn't perform at the perfect tippity top level, that's why I didn't get a distinction in that. Sync or pulse is because I lost the pulse in that little bass break. Accuracy and understanding, I think, is because of some of the double stopping in it not being super clear. But generally, The examiner comments, yeah, that was it really. Everything else seemed fine. So the next piece I did was Master Blaster by Stevie Wonder, and I got 19 out of 20 in this one, and I'm really happy with that because this is definitely the one I practiced the most, which might seem weird considering Tommy the Cat was on there, but I hadn't heard this song before. Same with Meet Darth here, but yeah, this was a new one for me, completely new one. I got distinction in everything for this one, which I'm very happy with, but I got 19 out of 20. But yeah, the main thing that they commented on was that I had a secure tap slapping sound in Master Blaster with good rhythmic accuracy with the kind of swing of the song. So generally, again, happy with that. And I think if I were to have messed up with any moments with the timing, maybe on the syncopation, maybe that would have taken me down for the single pulse mark a little bit, but generally, yeah, it was alright. The third one I did was Meet Darth here. That's one of the Rock School original songs. Bit more of a proggy one. Gives me vibes of stuff like Dream Theater, maybe Rush a little bit. And with that one, thankfully I feel quite comfortable with odd timings and stuff. A lot of the music I listen to and write includes odd timings in some way, or polyrhythms, stuff like that. So I'm quite comfortable with that, which meant that I think jumping into learning this one wasn't quite as difficult. For this one I got 18 out of 20, and the only one I got merit on instead of distinction was command of instrument. And I think the reason for that is probably because there were moments when I really flubbed with my right hand technique. I say really flubbed, it's noticeable for me, but I don't think generally it was too bad. Obviously if it was worse I might have got a pass or a U or whatever. But I think if I were to do it again, I'd just keep practicing my right hand technique, because generally my left hand was alright with that one. But everything else in that one was fine, which I'm really happy with. And it's the same examiner comments, is solid pulse throughout, and decent solo as well. He seemed happy with that. So I'm really happy with that. The technical work and the stylistic study were the next sections of the exam, and to be honest, this was a right pig to film, because you have to do everything all in one take for the grade 8, and I think was it grade 6 and grade 7 as well for the video certificate. I think that's right. It might even be more of them. And so that means that you get through all your pieces, you're knackered, and then you do the scales and arpeggios and chords and the stylistic study. Obviously this is just a realistic thing really. You're going to be playing in a live setting, you're going to be playing the pieces all the way through, and doing bits in between maybe. There's lots to it, so I think it's a worthwhile thing to practice, but it is difficult. I won't lie and say it was easy. For the technical work I got 18 out of 20. So for command of instrument, distinction, sync or pulse, distinction, accuracy and understanding, merit. So I will say for the scales and arpeggios, I don't think it's that difficult to keep the sync or pulse going, as long as you're comfortable with where your fingers are landing. I had to do one reset throughout, and I'm glad it was only one, because the limit is 2, and I wouldn't have wanted to get there and then be stressing about whether that was going to take me down mark or whatever. So yeah, generally alright with the technical exercises, but the chords, I somehow managed to play a couple of the chords wrong. I think I misunderstood where the root of the chord would be and what that meant then for which note the chord was. So for the F sharp minor 7th I played the G sharp minor 7th, and for the A flat major 7th I played the B flat major 7th. that's on me. I probably could have looked up about that and seen more information about that, which would have been useful. But it's done now, and I think because I still understood the shape of the chords, and because I was quick to get to them, that's what they want to see. They want to see that you can get there, and that you can play a chord. I only did 2 of the chords wrong, which is good, really. But yeah, generally all right on that one. And for the stylistic study, it was kind of a metal-y, rocky type thing. Reminds me a bit of some of the early Rage Against the Machine stuff, like Know Your Enemy, that sort of thing. Bomb Track. It's got all those double stops in it, but it's also got a bit of old time signature stuff as well. But yeah, generally that's not too difficult, really. It's just to show that you can play different stuff back to back. So I was happy with that. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the order of things in the exam. So I had a hard time trying to find the proper order that you need to do things in for the exam. You want to do it right, because obviously if you do it wrong, it might be okay, but they might discredit you for it. So I called up Rock School, to be honest, and asked. So I called up, and this is the order I got. So if you want to note this down like I did, go ahead. So you show your book and your ID. Obviously I chopped that out of my video because I don't want you seeing my ID. But that's right at the start. You just show your book, hold your ID there for, I think it was 8 to 10 seconds. And then once you've done that, you introduce yourself. So for me, it's I'm Kyle Me, and today I'll be doing my recorded grade 8 bass guitar graded exam. A mouthful, but gotta do what you gotta do. And then you can either do your pieces first or your technical exercises. I did my pieces because I think that's the bit that I was more worried about getting wrong than the scales and stuff. I think I would have found it exhausting to do the scales first and then jump into Tommy the Cat, because that's already hard enough. But you know, up to you. It might be easier for you to think, okay, get scales out the way first, then do arpeggios and chords, etc. So yeah, do what feels right for you. I then introduced all of the pieces. So you go, so first I'll be playing Tommy the Cat by Primus, all of you are playing. Then you do, I'm then doing Master Blaster by Stevie Wonder, Meet Darth by Charlie Griffiths and Jason Bowld. And then once you've done that, you play your pieces. After you've done the pieces, then you introduce each scale, arpeggio and chord before playing it. I assume I'll have kept that in the video, but if I flub up something, maybe I won't, who knows. But you do that, get those all over and done with. Specifically for the video exam, when you do the graded certificate, they want you to play for the majority a different scale and arpeggio and chord from the one that's shown in the book. I guess just so that you're not just doing exactly as the book says, you're doing something a little bit different. You're differentiating from just the same thing that they've written down. So you make sure to do that when you do your scales, arpeggios and chords, and make sure to check online what you need to do that for, just in case I've messed up at all. But yeah, once you've done that, then you do the stylistic study. So I introduced it, I said this is the metal stylistic study, and then I played it. And after that, that's it. That's the end of the exam. Like I say, I'm really happy with how I've done. Obviously, there are always going to be things you wish you'd done a little bit better on, but I got 72 out of 80 marks, which is 90%, and 90 to 100% is the distinction level. So I got there, I'm happy with it, I put in the work, and I did it. I am now looking to do the guitar grade 8 as well, because it's nice to have the qualification of grade 8 bass, and having a distinction in it especially feels pretty good. So I'll let you know possibly if I do that. But yeah, generally, thank you for watching. I hope this helps you all out. And I hope if you're not doing an exam, you enjoyed the video at least. Check out my other videos if you want. I've got my own original music out on all streaming platforms, and I do playthroughs pretty regularly. So check those out. But generally, yeah, that's it really. Thank you for supporting as always. What else? I was going to try and leave that as long as possible, but I got embarrassed and then I coughed. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.